What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? This is Renebean. Welcome to another episode of Live Video Game Hunting. The series I started up so I can take you along for the adventure and show you these finds through yard sales, garage sales, flea markets. I go to thrift stores like Goodwill and Salvation Army, and I use apps like LetGo, OfferUp, Craigslist, Facebook, whatever I can use to get my hands on awesome games for an excellent price. You get to see it through the live footage, but what you are not going to see, and this is going to be a trial kind of thing, is the pickups at the end. I am making a decision to no longer have the pickups at the end of the video for a handful of reasons. Number one, audience retention, algorithms of YouTube. A lot of people simply don't watch them, and that makes sense with a lot of my videos for the fact that you see what I pick up and I tell you about it with the narrations. So for now, I am going to nerf the idea of the pickups at the end of the video. For the people that loved watching them, I apologize for that. I think this is going to be the right move. So if you see one of my videos that's only 20 minutes long, just know it's solid finds. So I know a lot of you guys out there like to watch my content. I think that's why a lot of people kind of come to my channel, is because I just show the finds. I'm not showing a bunch of filler running around nonsense. You just see me get actual scores, and that's it. So if you see a 15-20 minute video, just know it's going to be nothing but finds. No need to have a 10-15 minute recap at the end of the video. So hopefully I'm not pissing off a lot of people. You know, let me know in the comments how you feel about not having the pickups at the end. Now, there is the other part of whatever I don't have on camera you got to see in the pickups, but that's where my Instagram kind of comes into play, because I do post all my finds on that regardless. So hopefully this change is going to be for the better, and I'm still imagining 20 to 30 minute long videos, but I want to keep the retention a lot higher, because keep in mind, a lot of people do not watch the pickups for a lot of these videos. I don't when I watch other people hunting. It's just kind of boring to me. And with me, it just really doesn't make sense, because you see what I pick up, I'm telling you what I pick up, and I'm telling you about it. So it's just kind of, we don't need all that. So hopefully it's going to work out for the better. And again, we have reached 10,000 subscribers. That is insane. I cannot be more grateful to all of you guys out there. With that said, we have the 10,000 subscriber giveaway contest. In the description below, you will see not only my eBay store, Macari, Twitch account, PO Box information, all that. You will see a link to Gleam. You can be entered in a multitude of ways. Hell, if you are just subscribed to the channel, that enters you twice. It's a refurbished Nintendo NES with a bunch of games, Zapper. It'll be nice. I think we got like 25, 24 days left. I have no idea, but we got a good bit of time. So if you are not entered to that, make sure you do. And in the future, the intros that you're hearing now are not going to be this long. It's just, I needed to tell you guys this, and hopefully, it's, like I said, it's not going to piss a lot of you out there off. And it's going to be for a better change. So anyways, with that said, we got a whole bunch of stuff to go through. I want you to sit back and relax. Let's shekel up. Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode. As always, I hope everybody has had just awesome luck. If you found anything crazy, let me know. Hell, if you didn't, I still like hearing what you guys find out there. So our first pickup right here, we are at the Goodwill that I used to hate, because they used to individually price things and put them behind the case, but they no longer do that. New management, less employees who did such shitty things. And as you can see, always check cases regardless. You see, this was just a simple Jimmy Neutron game. I open up the case, and lo and behold, we got Luigi's Mansion and Mario Party 5, both of which played. I've already tested them, and both of which I already sold. I needed the Jimmy Neutron game, and I was able to get rid of Mario Party 5 and Luigi's Mansion. And I think it was only like $3, maybe $1.50. It's kind of sporadic on their pricing, but an excellent stop. Alright guys, so here we are at a different Goodwill, and you can see it's a little bit more hectic. They just kind of throw things all over the shelves, which I kind of like. It makes it that much more interesting when you're hunting. And the first game that I find here is Wild Arms 3. It had a $5 sticker on there, a little bit more than I was wanting to pay. You can see some games are 5, some are 3. It's just all over the place. I picked this up because it was in better condition than my copy, and it didn't bother me. Of course, I'm going to find a game to recoup that cost, and of course, once I sell my old copy, it won't hurt me at all. I'm just upgrading my collection. I kind of like to think of my collection as like a wounded character in a video game, and I gotta heal it over time. And no one likes scratched disc or torn labels, so I slowly upgrade it. Sometimes I can change out a lot more games at one time, and a lot of the times it's just like this. So if I ever get that opportunity to at least get a better copy of one game, I'm going to do it. If it's not going to hurt me, and I'll make a few bucks on top of it, why not? So the second game you're going to see me pick up here is Bully for the PlayStation 2, Black Label, which is what you want to look for. The greatest hits version, it sells maybe somewhere between $7-9. This one here, depending on, the type of market it is at the time, it's $10-15. Just a little bit of profit. Those little bits of profit add up so you can put more money back in your collection. Plus, it had the map, it had everything else with it. They had another copy of Bully, and they wanted $5 for it and $3 for this one. That's what I'm talking about when their prices are all over the place. So for this stop at Goodwill, picked up Wild Arms 3 and Bully. What was the grand total? One was 3, one's $8. So that's not terrible. I'm going to be able to make my money back, make some on top of that, and upgrade a game in my collection. So I decided to include this into this video for one or two reasons. Number one, you get to see Cheeto, my main man. He's hunting with me this morning. And number two, this is gaming related because you can put actual games on this. I remember doing this way back in the day, and it's something that you always need to be on the lookout for, is really any, I ain't going to say newer model graphing calculators. A lot of graphing calculators are worth quite a bit. Pick this one up. It's the basic TI-83 Plus. They got an 84. They got units newer than that, but always pick them up. They're overlooked at yard sales, and you can turn a quick profit on it. I picked this one up for $2, and thanks to Cheeto, I found it. All right, guys. So hold on to your ass for this one. This is my favorite pickup of the week. I'm sure a lot of you out there can agree with this. And again, I'm going to say this, and I cannot stress this enough, especially in this situation right here, because this is what saved me on this. If you are not a polite person, if you are not a nice person, and you're not funny, you're most likely not going to be getting the deals that you could possibly get if you were. And you don't even really have to be funny, but it damn sure helps. So the story with this one is they were having this, I don't even say like a community sale. They do this at this particular store quite often, and a lot of vendors will set up. And it started at 9, but me and Cheeto got there. It was like 8:15, 8:30. We saw they were setting up. I was like, well, hell, let's go walk around. Let's go see what they got. And as we were walking around, of course I'm asking people, but I'm being, polite. I'm being nice about it. And I give these people right here the rundown. I say, hey, do you happen to have any old video games? And they say, well, we got some Nintendo. We got some Sega stuff. And I asked them right then and there, I was like, would it be okay to look at this stuff? And they both looked at each other, slightly irritated at the fact that we were so early. And that's when I caught Q, and I was like, listen, I apologize for being early. I saw that you were setting up. I probably made some dumbass joke about me and Cheeto being there, and you know what? They pulled the boxes out and they let me look through it. Guys, it's that simple. A simple smile goes a long way. Because bear in mind, they could have easily said, and for a short time there, I thought they were going to say, well, we'll be set up here shortly. We don't want to pull anything out right now. And I tried to get on their level and tell them exactly why I was there, and I just made them laugh, and that helped me. It helped having Cheeto there because we can kind of joke back and forth like we've done for years. And you can see we are pulling out amazing lots right here. It's hard to really tell exactly what I get here, but I'm going to kind of give you a rundown. We had one NES console. There was a Super Nintendo console, Bear. There was a Sega CD with the 32X add-on and a Genesis. There was a Dreamcast. There was a random Game Gear in there, multiple controllers. That Quick Shot for the NES is one that I didn't have. Some zappers, and obviously just mountains of games. And there was some excellent titles in there. Contra, Zelda, Rampage, which you need to be on the lookout for now since the movie released. That game's in high demand. And this wasn't even everything. That's when he points over to this other box and he says, well, that's where I got this Super Nintendo and an N64 console. Luckily, the N64 console had the power pack to it, which was great. No other hookups to it. And that's, of course, when I'm going to ask him the magical question. How much do you want for all this? And he's looking back and forth at his wife. Now, you notice he's smiling a lot. That's because I'm constantly making him laugh. I'm trying to, de-elevate the situation, because he was kind of ticked off whenever I got there, and I can completely understand that. So I asked him, I was like, man, how much do you want for this whole lot, everything you got in the boxes? And I think he said $250. We ended up settling on $200, and it was real simple for the fact that I didn't have that much money on me. I had to borrow some from Cheeto, and then we had to go to the ATM again because the sales that we stopped at before this, I just didn't end up with that much money. So that worked out in my favor because I was like, listen, man, I got this much on me. I got to borrow the rest from Cheeto. What do you say? And you know what? Him and his wife batted back and forth about it, and she's like, just get it gone, get it out of here. And I'm telling you guys, there was some amazing titles in this. True Lies for the Genesis, Doom Troopers, all the amazing NES games, a handful of which I did not have, and a bunch of them that I get to add to the Nintendo NES 10,000 subscriber giveaway. So that just works out twice as much. And some of you out there are already probably typing and saying, why don't you bring enough money to yard sales? And you know what I typically do? I bring somewhere between 150 to 200 bucks when I go to the flea markets or yard sales. But whenever I don't have enough money and something like this comes out, it kind of works out in my favor. Because there's been many a times where I will open my wallet and show them exactly what I got inside to use that as a bartering chip as part of my haggle. And that worked out in this situation. You can see Cheeto pulling out his wallet. And I'm telling you, $200 for this lot was an absolute amazing deal. Here's a quick Super Nintendo I picked up right here for $4. I didn't bother haggling her down. $4 is an amazing deal, even if it's defective. That's perfectly fine by me. She was real cool about it. She had no idea why it was even there on her table. She's like, give me $4 for it. It's such a random number. But I didn't argue. $4 Super Nintendo, and guess what? Turns out it works beautifully. Not much yellow into it at all. Very happy about this pickup. And you see Cheeto pulling out his wallet because keep in mind, I have no money on me until I get to the ATM. So thank you, Cheeto, for helping me out. So this next pickup you're going to see right here is in the parking lot of Goodwill. And I love when Goodwills do this, when they have like a community type yard sale of a bunch of random people just in their parking lot, because not only can you go to this yard sale, you can go back inside in Goodwill after you're done and do some more hunting. So the only thing that I picked up here was this PlayStation 1 Slim, and they had a $10 price tag on there. I actually got it for $7. That's $5-10 is all I'm really willing to pay for these Slim models. I never pick up the PS1 standards anymore unless it's got the AV ports in the back, and even still, I'm paying very little for them. They're just not that sought after, because keep in mind, a PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 both play PlayStation 1 games, so it's more of a collector's niche that people pick these things up. But still, for $7, it's, I'd say, worth somewhere around $40-50, depending on what I throw with it. So for this stop right here, $7, I'm happy about it. But bear in mind, if you pick up a PlayStation 1 Slim, it's going to sit on your shelf for quite some time, but it is still worth picking up for a cheap price. So this is going to be the only pickup that I got at the flea market, and the reason for that is, honestly, it's just getting monotonous getting up at 5 in the morning to go out here with like 8 or 9 other people doing the same exact thing, hunting around and scrounging over Xbox games. Keep in mind, I'm still probably going to do it, but I've been a lot more lax on it. I'm going a little bit later, and I'm still coming up with deals. Like, it pisses a lot of them off, because keep in mind, I got competition. I understand that a lot of them are really cool, and a lot of them are just knuckleheads. And I honestly much prefer yard sales than going to this flea market much anymore, at least until the season really kicks off, and that's when I get real competitive and I get a kick out of it. But until then, I'm just real casual. But this was nice because I was able to show up, pissed a few off that were there, and come out with an amazing steal right here. You can see we got the big box version of Mario Kart for the Wii with the whole bundle itself. And what really made this special, if you look in the back underneath that Wiimote, those are 3 Motion Plus controllers, complete in box, all multicolored. This was an amazing lot to pick up right here. Now, sadly, the other games she had, nothing was really too special. There was a Wii Sports in there, which is always nice. And the Mario Kart game was there. It was inside the box, which was great, because that's going to help recoup this cost. I really wanted this box for my display. And I asked her how much she wanted for everything, and I think she said $60, and I rebutted with $50. We settled on $55. It was the first sale for her, obviously, because she's got the trunk open. And that's how I was able to get this score. Because keep in mind, this flea market has been picked to death. Because these people will just get here and they will spend like 3 hours just walking in the same circle. And I do that. I get there nice and early, but I'm only there for maybe an hour. And then I'm hitting up yard sales. These people will just stay here all day. And the only time that you're really going to get lucky is that they just happen to miss something, which they do a lot. Or you see these people pull up and you ask them if they have any games. And like I said, I got a lot of awesome people that do what I do, or my other competition that come to here, and they're really cool to talk to. I don't understand why some people are like just real reclusive and they want to be defensive. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I like talking to everybody, but it is nice whenever I can come in here and just casually walk in like at 8 in the morning and walk out with this. So I was real happy about it. $55, an amazing box. a bunch of awesome stuff that I'm going to be able to keep, resell, recoup, and profit. It's always great. So don't worry, guys. I'm still going to be at the flea markets. I'll be there at 5 in the morning like I normally am. Be there for an hour or so, pick it to death, and then move out and let everybody else have the remains. So right here, this is a thrift store that I've never been into, never heard of, never seen until I was driving down the side of the road, and I just saw that they had like some clothes out. Then I saw a sign that said it was some sort of thrift store. I was like, oh hell, I gotta check this out, and I'm glad I did because I was able to get some really awesome finds right here. The first one being Tiger Woods 14. Be on the lookout for your Tiger Woods games. I think like 13 and up are pretty damn sought after for the most part. Just for the fact that people want to play them. They haven't released a new Tiger Woods in quite some time, and a lot of these still hold value as far as being very fun to play. And then, of course, I get that copy of Wii Sports, and they were both in pretty damn good condition. Now, what really caught my eye, as you can see me putting these discs back down, is this box over here because I kept seeing GameCube controllers. And you know I'm always stressing you out there to pick up your controllers, especially official first party. Now, that first one I picked up had a pretty wonky joystick, and I actually did leave it behind. So I ended up getting, I think, 3 GameCube controllers, all in pretty decent condition. One of them had a little bit of wear, as you can see right there to the joystick, but the stick was tight. And there was no rips, no tears on the cords, which I always tell you guys to look out for. And I even get the GameCube microphone, which you need for a handful of games. You know, I think the biggest one being like Mario Party 6 or 7. One of the Mario Party games, I can't remember. And I didn't have that, actually, which was really nice. So I ended up getting these 3 controllers, the microphone, the copy of Wii Sports, and the Tiger Woods game. And I paid $20 for everything. The guy who ran this, you can see I'm like trying to see because everybody was just so relaxed. The door was open. Everybody's just reclined out. And as this older man who ran this shop, and I go up to him, I'm like, how much do you want for all this stuff? And he's like individually trying to like, you know, he's like, give me $5 for the controllers and all that. And I was like, listen, I doubt you're even going to give me a receipt for this type of establishment, which is my type of establishment. Trust me, that doesn't bother me at all. So I was like, I was in full haggle mode with him. I was like, man, how about $20 for all this right here? And he was okay with it. He even made the joke. He's like, how about you just come in here and start pricing things? And I was like, man, I may need to if it's going to involve me getting a better deal. And I tell you, this is the icing on the cake for all this. As I am going over the prices of all this stuff with him, you know, haggling them down a little bit. Because I think it was originally like $24. I just took $4 off the total price of everything. And I'm asking him, do you have any other video game stuff that you haven't put out? You know, I'm naming consoles, going through all that. And this is the type of man who just had no idea really what this stuff was. And he says, well, there's this collector guy that came in here and bought me out. And, you know, I was sitting there thinking to myself, well, okay, some people actually, you know, they'll go and they don't pick anything else extra. You know, they like to play the hard game when it comes to building their collection. And then he says, he even bought my replacement cases too. Or I say replacement. He says he even bought the empty cases, and I call them, a lot of you call them replacement cases. And that's when I knew. I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely, you know, he's going to be flipping, reselling, trading, doesn't matter. And he missed out on this stuff. I love any time that I can go right behind the tracks of someone and just come out with awesome stuff right here. So for $20, we got 3 GameCube controllers, the GameCube microphone, Tiger Woods, and Wii Sports. Very happy about this pickup. I'm definitely going to be stopping back by periodically and checking this guy out because he had an awesome story and he was very kind and very awesome to deal with. Alright, so here we are with the last pickup of the week, and this one was nice. It was a freestyle. It was late in the afternoon. This was like 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, which a lot of you know is basically when you're wrapping everything up, and you'll hit up yard sales on the way home, but you're not really in it to go on till like 1 or 2 o'clock. At least here, yard sales are dead around 10 or 11 o'clock. So as I pull up, I saw some games here. There wasn't nothing crazy, but there was this Tournament of Champions World Series poker game that I did not have for the 360. And you'll actually see me put it back down because I wasn't really interested. And I actually picked it up because I needed change, if that makes sense. I knew it was one that I didn't have, but it was one that I didn't really care if I got it or not. But what really struck my interest was this Miss Pac-Man board game. It is in pretty terrible condition, but I'm pretty sure I can save the box, make it look a lot better. And I have no idea if it had all the pieces, but I wanted this for decoration. A lot of you can agree with why I would have picked this up. And I asked her how much. She said $1. I had a $5 bill. Keep in mind it's late in the day. I've been to many yard sales. I didn't have change. and she gave me three golden dollars back, and she was like pulling out like dimes. I was like, listen, it's okay, just throw in this one game, the World Series poker, and I'll be good with it. What was really great is I was able to leave her my number because they said that they had a whole bunch of older stuff, because obviously I gave her the list of stuff I'm looking for. Hopefully I'll get the call back. Who knows? I hope so. So that wraps it up for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed, and if so, let me know in the comments below if you're okay with not seeing the pickups. There's no real need to, I don't think. So anyways, take care and enjoy the rest of your day.